Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Kaif Shakir and I am foundational student at Rehan School of 8 Campus Islamabad. Today I am doing my chat GPT and my topic is good morning. So let's start it. Hello,
Walaikum
can you
assalam,
listen me?
Kaif. Yes, absolutely. I can hear you clearly. I'm ready to help with your topic on good morning. What specifically are you looking to discuss or research about the greeting?
Today I have some question for you. Can we start it?
Of course, I'm all set. Just let me know what questions you have in mind and we can start exploring them together, whether it's about the origins of good morning, its cultural significance, or anything else.
Okay, my first question is that what does good morning mean?
Great starting point. So, good morning is essentially a polite greeting used in the early part of the day to wish someone a positive start. It's a way to acknowledge the beginning of a new day, often filled with hope or good intentions. The phrase is pretty universal, but different cultures have their own nuances around it.
Okay, my next question is when did people first start saying good morning?
That's a really interesting question. The exact origin isn't pinpointed, but the use of morning greetings goes back to ancient times. For example, in many cultures, people would say something like good day or good morning as early as the Middle Ages. It became more standardized and common with the rise of daily routines, especially in the 19th and 20th centuries, as communication grew more structured.
Which language first used a smiler morning greeting?
Good point. So, morning greetings appear in a lot of languages. Like in Latin, the phrase was bona mane, meaning good morning. In Arabic, you have sabah el khair. And in Sanskrit, it was suprabhat. So, essentially, many cultures have had their own versions of a morning greeting for centuries.
Why do people greet each other in the morning?
That's a great question. So, morning greetings are kind of a social ritual. They set a positive tone for the day and build a sense of connection or respect between people. They kind of help smooth out interactions, especially in professional or communal settings. And they remind us to start fresh and be mindful of each day.
Okay, my next question is what is the difference between good morning and morning?
That's a great distinction. So, good morning is a specific polite greeting used to wish someone well in the morning. Morning, on the other hand, is just a casual shorthand. People might say morning quickly as a kind of friendly nod, but it doesn't carry the same formal or full structure as good morning.
Okay, my next question is that why do people greet each other in the morning?
Yeah, that's a really interesting one. People greet each other in the morning because it kind of sets a positive tone for the day. It's a social habit that builds connection, shows kindness, and just acknowledges that a new day is beginning.
Why is morning considered a special time of day?
Yeah, so morning is often seen as a fresh start. It's a quiet, calm time before the day gets busy. People associate it with new possibilities, energy, and focus. So culturally, it's been given this special, almost symbolic importance in how we set intentions for the day.
Okay. How does saying good morning affect relationship?
Yeah, it really can have a positive impact. Saying good morning is like a small gesture of care. It shows attentiveness and respect. Over time, these little daily interactions build trust and warmth, making relationships, whether personal or professional, more connected.
What cultural tradition are connected to morning greetings?
Oh, there are so many. For instance, in Japan, there's a tradition of saying Ohayo gozaimasu as a formal morning greeting. In many Muslim cultures, the morning might start with As-sabah al-khair. And even in Western cultures, morning devotions or family breakfast routines can have a whole set of customs attached.
Do all countries have their own version of good morning?
Yeah, pretty much. Almost every culture has a morning greeting, even if it's different in form or timing. Some are formal, like in French, bonjour, others are casual, like in English, but the idea of acknowledging the morning is pretty common.
How do people say good morning in Urdu?
In Urdu, people usually say Subah Bakhair. It's a warm traditional greeting that literally means good morning, and it's widely used in Pakistan and other Urdu speaking communities.
My next question is that how do people say good morning in Arabic?
Good question. In Arabic, people say Sabah al Khair, which means good morning, and the typical response to that is Sabah al Nur, which is kind of like saying morning of light.
Okay. How do people say good morning in Japan?
In Japan, people say Ohayo gozaimasu for a polite and formal good morning, or just Ohayo in a more casual setting with friends or family.
My next question is that
Of
what
course,
cultural
go
tradition
ahead.
are connected to morning greeting and how do people say good morning in Hindi?
Sure. So, in many cultures, morning greetings are tied to daily rituals. Like in India, where starting the day with a greeting can be a sign of respect. In Hindi, people often say suprabhat, which means good morning. And in many Indian traditions, morning greetings are a way to foster positivity and good vibes for the day.
Why is good morning often used in school?
Yeah, that's a good point. In schools, it creates a sense of routine and respect. It kind of sets a positive atmosphere, helps students feel acknowledged, and encourages a sense of connection with their teachers and classmates.
Why do teachers encourage students to greet each other?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Teachers often encourage it because it fosters a sense of community and mutual respect. It also helps students feel seen and valued, so it can set a more positive tone for the entire class.
How is good morning used in workspace?
Yeah, in the workplace, it's often a simple but meaningful way to start the day on a positive note. Saying good morning acknowledges your colleagues, creates a friendly atmosphere, and it kind of opens the door for better communication, collaboration, and just a sense of shared focus.
How do news anchors begin with good morning?
Yeah, a lot of news shows start with good morning because it immediately connects them to the audience in a personal way. Kind of helps create a sense of familiarity, like you're starting your day together, and it sets a positive tone as they dive into the news.
Okay, my next question is that how do hotel staff use morning greeting?
That's a really interesting one. So, in some cultures, water is actually part of morning rituals, like a fresh glass of water or a symbolic morning cleanse. But in terms of greeting, often water is used more quietly, like having a refreshing drink as part of a mindful morning before starting the day.
My next question is that how do hotel staff use morning greeting? Why do religious communities emphasize morning greeting?
Great question. So, hotel staff often use morning greetings to create a welcoming atmosphere. It's kind of the first impression that sets the tone for the guest day. And religious communities often emphasize morning greetings because it's a time of reflection, spiritual practices, and gratitude. It kind of anchors the day in purpose and connection.
Is greeting someone in the morning considered a sign of respect?
Yeah, definitely. It's seen as a sign of respect because it acknowledges the person's presence and starts the interaction on a positive, considerate note. It shows that you're attentive, you care, and you value the other person's dignity as you begin the day.
My next question is that how does good morning reflect politeness?
Ah, good morning acts like a small social contract. It's a polite acknowledgement that you see the other person and respect their presence. It's brief, but it's a kind of verbal cue that you're starting the interaction with goodwill and courtesy, which really sets a respectful tone.
Why do some people bow while saying good morning?
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. Sometimes people avoid it if they're feeling rushed, if they're not in a great mood, or maybe just because they're not used to a habit of greeting. But often it's just a personal style or comfort level, not necessarily a lack of respect.
Why do some people shake hand while saying it?
That's a good one. So some people use a hand wave because it's more efficient or casual, especially if they're at a distance or just quickly passing by. It still acknowledges someone, but it's a bit more subtle than a full verbal greeting.
Can a smile make good morning more meaningful?
Oh, absolutely. A smile can add a lot of warmth and sincerity. Even if someone just says good morning casually, a smile makes it feel more genuine, positive, and personal. So it definitely increases that politeness.
How does tone of voice affect the greeting?
Yeah, tone of voice really shapes it. A warm, cheerful tone makes the greeting feel more sincere and friendly. If it's monotone or rushed, it might come off as less personal. So the tone really reinforces how polite or warm the greeting feels.
What emotions can good morning express?
Yeah, it can express a whole range. It might show happiness, warmth, friendliness, or even just calmness. And if said with a certain emphasis, it can also express care or encouragement. So it really depends on the context and the emotion behind it.
Can saying good morning improve mood?
Yeah, absolutely. Even just a small greeting like good morning can lift your mood, especially if you exchange it with others. It kind of breaks the ice, adds a bit of positivity, and can even create a ripple effect that helps everyone feel just a bit better.
How does it reduce social media?
Yeah, that's a great point. By offering a simple greeting, it kind of opens a door. People feel acknowledged and seen, and that reduces that awkwardness or hesitation. So it creates a more open, approachable vibe, which makes social interaction smoother.
Does it help?
Yeah, it really does. Even though it's a small gesture, it builds a sense of connection and safety, so people feel more comfortable opening up or participating. And that way, it really breaks down those social barriers.
I say, does it help build trust?
Yeah, it really can. When you consistently greet people in the morning, it signals that you're paying attention, you're approachable, and you're present. Over time, that builds trust because people feel recognized and respected.
What traditions surround morning greeting in families?
Yeah, in families, morning greetings can be really comforting. They create a routine that signals safety and connection, like a little moment of togetherness before everyone heads off to their day. And it often helps set a positive, supportive tone for family interactions.
Why do parents teach children to say good morning?
Yeah, parents often teach their kids to say good morning because it instills good manners, respect, and a sense of routine. It also helps kids feel more confident in social interactions. So it's kind of a small daily habit with a big impact.
How do grandparents value this greeting?
Yeah, grandparents often see it as a way to stay connected and pass down tradition. For them, a simple good morning can be a sign of affection, continuity, and it kind of anchors them to their family's daily rhythm.
My next question is that uh, what role does good morning play in marriage?
Yeah, that's a really interesting aspect. In marriage, saying good morning can be a small but meaningful ritual. It's a daily check in, a chance to share a moment, and it keeps that sense of connection strong. So it can really build intimacy over time.
My next question is that how does it strengthen family bonds?
Yeah, so those small morning greetings create little moments of connection every day. They give family members a chance to pause, check in, and express care. Over time, that consistency builds trust, comfort, and a sense of belonging within the family.
What is the etiquette for saying good morning to elders?
Ah, great point. When greeting elders, it's often best to say good morning with a bit more formality, maybe a smile and a respectful tone. You can also add a small gesture like a nod or a slight bow, depending on the culture, just to show extra respect.
Should you always greet first when entering a room?
Yeah, that's a pretty common courtesy. Greeting first when you enter a room just shows that you're mindful, you're present, and it kind of signals that you respect the space and the people in it.
What if someone does not respond to your greeting?
Yeah, that can happen, and it's okay. Sometimes people are just distracted or lost in thought. I wouldn't take it personally. Just stay polite, keep going, and if it's important, you can re-engage later.
It is rude not to say good morning.
Yeah, exactly. It's considered polite, and not saying it can sometimes come off as dismissive or distant. So, especially in professional or family settings, it's a small courtesy that goes a long way in showing respect.
My next question is that why do some people pair it with blessings?
Ah, yeah, that's a nice tradition. Some people pair good morning with a blessing, like a wish for a successful day or good health, because it adds an extra layer of kindness and intention. It's kind of a way to start the day with a hopeful, positive mindset.
How does good morning promote kindness?
Yeah, so even a short good morning is a small act of kindness. It shows you're thinking of the other person, you acknowledge them, and it sets a positive tone. Over time, that kind of consistent kindness can ripple out, making interactions just a bit warmer.
Okay, my last question is what does the tradition of saying good morning teach us about human connection?
Ah, that's a really nice tradition. Saying good morning to teachers is a sign of respect and recognition. It helps set a positive, cooperative tone for the class. It also shows mindfulness and gratitude, which builds a respectful and engaged learning environment.
So viewer, this is my chat GPT. Hope so you like it. Meet in the next video. Pakistan Zindabad. Khuda Hafiz.